I don't know what the F I'm going to do. So
Well, but there
I
is
don't
that
know. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to
V,
do. V,
Vuk,
Vuck,
yes.
VUCK,
Yeah, I mean, we
Carney.
we were apparently just, YouTube started demonetizing some of our content comically. I would, first of all, I was shocked to learn that there was profanity on this show. It
It,
got by me, I guess.
yeah, it's. I don't know if like my version is like a parallel universe. I don't know. I mean, some of the times I watch these back and I'm like, God, it sounds like Dr. Seuss. It's just so rudimentary.
Yeah, it's very fluid, but it's funny. We as a test we tried this editing software on a show, which drops out to silence, doesn't beep, but it drops out the curse words. I played a show back, Kevin. I almost couldn't understand us. It sounded like there was interference or something that was dropping our signal out every 4 seconds.
Sounded like Bob Woodard today before, on my way over here. He was talking about the tapes, and they had a horrible uh, connection on the news channel that he was on, and it was like every other word, and I was just like, oh,
Well, that would have been this. Yeah,
yeah. I
that
was
would have
just
been
like,
this.
oh,
But so
and
I wanted to look. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and like when I started the show, I haven't watched the show back in a long time, but I watched this back because I wanted to make sure that that I did T right. And there was a lot of, there's a couple of things, that here and there that was like, if I could do that over, I would. If I could do that over, I would. But then again, then it wouldn't have been organic, and it wouldn't have been, you know,
Would have
as
been real.
smooth. Yeah, we had nothing. We didn't know whether that show was going to last a minute, 2 minutes, and so this is the one of the funny things I thought is we kiddingly talked about before we went on, like, oh, this is going to be great to drop that blue chew, which always got T to laugh. The Blue Chew always, T always laughed. He always would chuckle about, it's like, Dad, did you ever think you'd be pushing, you know, erectile dysfunction? I said, well, it's not we're not, it's not erectile dysfunction. It's just, I said, just sharpening your pencil,
That's it. Giving you a rager.
yeah. And, so you started earlier in the show to do like a mock one, and you didn't finish it. And I never remembered you actually doing the spot.
You gave it to me. You gave it to me
I
with
know.
the Norm joke.
I know. But it
Yeah.
was just like I guess because the Norm joke channeled me so much with T that I just kind of, like when somebody says like, hey, yeah.
Could snap you out of it. You were thinking about
I
Tristan and
was
watching Norm, and I'm talking about boners, and you had no
Yeah,
idea.
and I just yeah, and so it's like I was just like, wow, like I didn't even.
I
And
rolled
then,
you up, man. I rolled you up. I got the 3 count. I was
oh
waiting.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
waiting, and there it was. I went with sharpshooter. Put you right in it.
The thing was, though, too, was like somebody said, like that was I saw one of those was one of the things that somebody said was they said, yeah, I can't believe Blue Chew, like the blasphemy of it all.
Ah, listen.
And I'm just like, I didn't know a kid, man.
It's true.
You know,
But listen, death is part of life. Erections are part of life. And this is, yeah, I did see criticism about like ads today. Really? Ads? Well, listen, if you watch 60 Minutes and someone's, talking about a tragic event, they got to keep the damn show on the air. That's all. It wasn't disrespectful, I don't think.
well,
And
I watched the news, and it's just like, I watch a cruise missile rifle into a residential housing area in Ukraine,
We'll be
and
back
then
after this ad from Bounty.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Once they show the explosion and get you hooked, then they're off and selling something. So it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, that was annoying. The ad thing. But so here's I don't want to lose this. Here is what you would be demonetized. This is actually the it's called advertiser friendly guidelines. So here are the things that are considered not advertiser friendly. Okay. First, inappropriate language. Now we're going to check that box. Let's just see how many boxes we check. There are 2, 4, 6. Let's see. 14 categories in this green box you're looking at here.
Okay.
Inappropriate language, done. Done. That's usually done actually shortly after the credits. We've violated there. We're doing better this week, though. I just want to point that out. Now, violence. Is it discussion of violence? Let's see. Content where the focal point is on blood, violence, or injury. Well, we talk about wrestling every week. I asked you about gigging. That's the blood. We showed your...
I just said I was going to hit somebody in the head with a claw hammer.
Exactly. So we violate... What are we, 27 minutes, and we've already violated the first 2. Now, adult...
Have we F-bombed yet?
I don't think there's been an F-bomb at all. Did we? Oh, no, we vucked with the V.
Vucked, yes,
Yeah.
we did vuck.
All right, so we're okay there.
Okay. And we're 27 minutes in?
Yeah.
Personal record.
I'm getting the DTs. We've talked about detoxing,
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
I'm going to need to put myself somewhere after this.
Before we go any further, one guy told me that anybody knows that when you're detoxing, as soon as you start to feel nauseous, you need to have a little drink.
Drink of alcohol.
Yeah.
During the detox.
So when do you finally detox?
I think that's the anti-detox.
I think that's called a bender. Boy, I feel like shit. I'm having a drink.
I heard that's what they do at Betty Ford. Like, somebody's a little queasy, wheel out that cart with the absinthe.
We're going to give out some chips right after we have martinis.
Yeah. Adult content. No, that's a given. I mean, one of our advertisers. I mean, I think week 1 we had Rue McClanahan bent over, or Betty White or something, right, in the discussion. So that was rather quick.
I think it was B. Arthur.
It was B. Arthur. Okay, B. Arthur, right.
Enough to the point where she makes our open.
She is in the open, right? I don't know if you guys caught that, smoking the cigarette
that's
behind Kev as he pulls off.
I think that a lot of people just look at it and just get that mod vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That was always hot.
More mod than
not the Golden Girls, more just that sassy mod.
Right.
Like Maud in a house coat with just a dripping pelt.
Right.
Something like that.
Dripping pelt. There's one I'm putting in the file. Does that go into the adult content folder?
No, that goes into Scott Hall. That's when the Scots.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We're going to do the dictionary someday. This is amazing. But highlighted on the screen here, it says stating your comedic intent is not sufficient and that content may still not be suitable for advertising. So even if you're joking about Betty, what
if you were to talk? How about if we're talking about the Buffalo Bills dildo game?
Oh, the throwing. Right. That's news. I consider that news.
That's news. That just so happens to be that it's a dildo. We could say a rubber
phallus.
Yeah, we could say that that's a rubber penis.
Mm-hmm.
How
would your news anchors?
That's just not quite as thick as mine.
How would the news anchors down there in WESH or one of those Florida stations have handled it? And in the Buffalo Bills game this weekend, a sex toy was thrown. They would go high with it, I think.
Yeah, I think they'd have to.
Shocking content. Listen, there's a lot of shocking content we've talked about.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, in Snowflake City, I mean, what You know,
What isn't shocking nowadays, right?
right?
Almost anything out of your
Everything.
mouth
Yeah, it's just
is shocking.
that's ridiculous.
Um, let's see here. We talked about the bunkhouse stampede starting a full hour and a half before the broadcast, and 6,000 people attending in Uniondale. That's shocking to me. That's shocking. I don't
Yes.
necessarily feel that we should be demonetized for it, though.
Yeah.
Harmful or dangerous acts. Now, almost every segment of Florida Man or Jersey Guy has satisfied the harmful or dangerous acts.
But it's news.
Right.
We're not I guess they're just saying content in general, says that the content does, you know,
Right. We're not promoting, though. There's that word, promoting.
that
We're,
promotes, right? We're not promoting. It's just we're playing a damn game. Get over it.
hateful or derogatory content. We're not hateful folk here.
Unless we're talking about that damn petroleum supply chain. It just comes across wrong.
Just ignorant.
Yeah, we're really ignorant.
Yeah. Recreational drugs and drug-related content.
Not too much.
Too much.
I mean, occasionally, but I
some
think
road stories, maybe?
yeah, but a lot of the times, man, like everybody, back in those days, man, we all had scripts. So that's not recreational drugs. That's actual,
medication.
That's right. We were taking our medication.
Like Elvis. Elvis took anything the doctor gave him. Scylla.
I heard that the jackknife weed got us
Probably.
flagged.
Probably.
No. I'm
for real? Is that a fact?
That's a fact. And it's
it's legal
in 37 states. It's either medically or recreationally legal.
Yeah, that's just bizarre to me. So firearms related content. We've talked about guns, but not necessarily content focused on the sale, assembly, abuse, or misuse of firearms. We've talked about guns in a general sense.
We've talked to
laws. We've talked
fake
laws.
fire. We haven't talked about fake firearms.
Controversial issues. Now, what an umbrella statement to put there. But there's your bag, right? Anybody you want to take off the air, that's where it goes. Controversial issues. According to who? Refers to topics that may be unsettling for our users and often the result of human tragedy. Okay, well, that's policy applies if the content is purely commentary and contains no graphic imagery. So there's the loophole right there. If they want to censor you, sensitive events, enabling dishonest behavior. Everyone's got a little larceny in them somewhere.
I mean, that the one before that would be, sensitive events. That would be a school shooting,
right?
Authoritative news report. I mean, it's like documentary videos, or I guess we could never talk about slavery or. Did DeSantis write this? Is this his thing?
This might be his list.
Is it? Yeah. Can we say gay? Because I know you can't say that in Florida.
Not in a school in Florida, you can't.
Right.
What would I say? Enabling dishonest behavior, inappropriate content for kids and families. Well, but not every show is kid friendly. Here, we're we have our disclaimer in the front. This is for mature audiences.
Right.
Oh, but this says content that's made for kids must be appropriate. This show is not made for. If anyone was confused up till now, if anyone had watched 16 episodes with dildo throwing, let me be the first to tell you that this is not a kid's show.
Well, but and I just saw Steve just sent a message on the bottom of my screen that says that there is a made for kids button that we do not press.
Okay, well, there you go.
So,
and Dom, yes, you should not show this to your niece any longer.
And then content I don't. It's too bad. I don't even. I did talk. I do talk about Bob's. Yeah, Bob's smoking a carton of cigarettes a day.
In a negative way, too many cigarettes.
Too
So that's
many.
actually
And
a
it
public
was
service that we're doing.
part of what killed my father.
Incendiary and demeaning comments. No, those are usually sent to Kevin on Twitter by others.
I'm going to be able to. I should be able to charge people. The one thing I like is when they do say something negative to you and it's in your replies, there's no way for us to get rid of that. Like, we can't go in there and like you can on Instagram
right.
And Steve says, yes, there is. All right, Steve, get rid of I'll start making a shopping list.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, Stevie, get him. Yeah,
I decided to delete plenty. So Steve, you actually you must see some of the love I don't.
Yeah, it never gets to you, which is better, I think.
Well, it's like anything else. It's, it's like I told that story where I was on the Chinese airline, the woman didn't lock the door, and I opened the door, and it scarred me for life. And it's like I just don't open the bathroom door,
So I guess outside of language, Kevin, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I don't think we if we do cross any of these boundaries, it's never with malice.
No.
And I think that's important. If you're being an awful person and just, hold on, who's that?
It's just this word stuff anyway. That's weird. Is that a Scott Tumblr there? That's just Scott Tumblr. Yeah. The word stuff is weird to me anyway. And Carlin predates this conversation by about 40 years, but words have never hurt anyone.
Yeah, which Dom and we all had the conversation. Dom, Steve, and ourselves had that conversation before.
Words have never hurt anybody. A word. And there's no such thing as a bad word. They're bad thoughts, bad intentions.
I believe, yeah. I
bad images.
I remember when I was a kid. The sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
We were taught that, and then YouTube teaches us differently.
Because it can absolutely scar you for life.
Steve, is there a demonetization for shitting on YouTube for 15 minutes on your show? Is that one? I didn't see that in the violation, so I think we're okay right now.
Well, I don't think we're shitting.
I love you. I love you, Joe. I'm complicated.
The word shit might get us,
right?
But otherwise, we're fine.
We're defecating.
Yes.
Is there any reason why we can't defecate on YouTube for 15 minutes during our show?
Not at all. Free speech.
How about if we've eaten 2 cans of corn?
Peanuts, salad, anything that's still visible the next day?
Exactly. What was it? I don't remember eating blueberries.
Oh, brother. Something I